In this video series, I'm going to show you how to remix a song in Reaper. Next, we're going to add a drum loop to the pre-chorus to add some rhythm and more excitement to that section. Reopen the Media Explorer. Here's a sample I want to add. And we can see down here, like the other loop, that it's a Rex loop. As you see the dotted lines between each transient, so when the time stretches, it'll retain the sound quality. And if we double click it right now, it's going to create a new track and add it to Resamplematic 5000. We don't want to do that. So let's go up here to the options menu on the default action for double click and change it to insert media on new track. So now if we double click this, it's going to create a new track and put it on that track. But let's first put our cursor at the pre-chorus, which is where we want it to be inserted. Double click it. It asks us how we want to insert it. Hit OK. And it put the file right here, right on the pre-chorus. Let's hear it.
How the sun lights up the moon, wax on wane, I know I'll see you.
It sounds like a bit too much, so let's filter the loop. Go to the effects on the track. Let's search EQ. We'll choose ReEQ. And let's remove all the bands except for one and change it to a high pass filter, which will roll off all the low end. Before and after. Right about 550 Hertz sounds good. Let's also filter out the top end. Add a band. We'll make this a low pass filter, which cuts off the top end. Let's make it sound more peaky by holding down the shift key and adjusting the Q. Right about 2.6K sounds pretty good. Before and after. Now let's make it pan with a panning plugin. Let's choose Ping Pong Pan. As it goes after this one, let's make it a bit slower. Now it moves from left to right. Let's hear that in the track and adjust its volume.
How the sun lights up the moon, wax on wane.
Let's hear it a few bars earlier.
How the sun lights up the moon, wax on wane, I know I'll see you soon.
Notice how it adds some rhythm to the part. Let's zoom out and let's trim it out to the whole song as it'll loop by default.
How the sun lights up the moon, wax on wane, I know I'll see you soon. Tonight.
Sounds good. It adds some rhythm to the part as it's building up as it moves to the chorus. Next, we add a shaker and a tambourine to the chorus to make it lift even more. Let's move to the chorus, go to the Media Explorer. Right over here, we have a shaker, which again is a Rex file. Double click it, hit OK, and it puts it right here. Let's hear it. It just adds a 16th note feel to the chorus. Let's zoom out to the entire project, trim it out, and let's pan it a bit to the left. Let's do the same for a tambourine. Go to the chorus. Right over here is a tambourine loop. Also 16th notes. Double click it. It puts it down here. Zoom out and loop it through the whole song. Let's pan that one a bit to the right so they can play off each other. Notice the energy it adds to the chorus by adding more rhythm to it. Let's save it. Next, we'll add a splash cymbal as a crash for our choruses. Right here, I choose a splash instead of a crash because I don't want it to hit quite as hard. Double click it, and it puts it right there because it's just a sample. Let's duplicate it every 4 bars using Razor Edit. Zoom out and duplicate it through the whole song. Now it's blended in. Sounding good. Save it. Next, we're going to add a synth to the chorus. So I'm going to go up here to the Insert menu and choose to insert a virtual instrument on a new track. I'm going to search in the filter pod for the Podolsky Free VST instrument by Yui. Then I'm going to choose the preset on the leads for Dance Lead 3, which is basically a trance sound. But it'll kind of fill up the body of the chorus, very similar to a heavy guitar in a rock track. And I'm just going to put down some octave notes to fill out the section. But I also want to make this wider, so I'm going to add a delay to this. I'll choose Channel Time Delayer, and I'm going to change the right side to be 12 milliseconds later, which will sound like this. Notice how it sounds more left or right, not as much in the middle, which is where the vocal is going to sit. So we want to stay away from that. Let's scroll down to the track, create a MIDI item, double click it to open up the MIDI editor, and let's play in the performance, which is just going to consist of octaves, just to support the root notes. And to hear this clearer, let's switch our take, so we're just hearing the instrumental, not the vocal. Let's give it a shot. Let's hear it with the vocal so we could blend it better. It's pretty subtle, but it really fills in for the chorus.
Tonight I fly away with you and leave the land behind me. Our eyes illuminated by the silver lining.
I'm trying to make it low enough so you barely hear it, but you'll feel it and you'll miss it if it's missing. Then right at the midpoint of the chorus, I want to add a bell or a bell synth sound to support the vocal with a counter melody. Let's go to the insert menu and choose virtual instrument on new track. Then we're going to search TAL and find the TL Noisemaker plugin, which again is a free plugin that will work with Reaper. Double click it, and it looks like this. We'll go to our presets, go to the keyboards, and choose Big Synth FN, which sounds like this. Still a synth, but it has a bell-like quality. So let's create a MIDI item, double click it to open up the MIDI editor, which again looks like this. Let's put down the part. And again, it's only playing in the second half of the chorus. Notice how the notes support the lead vocal melody and bring up the second half of the chorus. Let's give it a shot. And notice, besides providing a counter melody, it also harmonizes with it a bit. Let's hear it back and bring it down in the mix a bit. It lifts up that second half melodically and harmonically. So that's remixing a song in Reaper Part 5. Check out Part 6 next.
Bingo, boys, let's go.